Hello, I'm carrying on my series of making my own musical instruments, and I've had an interesting day today experimenting with a 2 litre drinks bottle and some water. So here's the bottle, and I decided to find out the answers to a few questions. I'm sure lots of you before might have played a bottle a bit like a flute. I would have shown you if I hadn't cut pieces out of it. Sadly it won't work now, so if you've not come across that before, I'll try to show you another day. But I wanted to find out if I could make different notes by cutting random holes out of the bottle. I don't know if you can see, but I cut some piece of plastic out. The answer to that question is, unfortunately, no, it doesn't. When I was at university, we were taught how to make bamboo flutes, and we had to use a drill with different sizes, different sized drill bits to make different sized holes and put them a certain distance apart to make different notes. And the physics is quite complicated. There's a lot of science involved. Cutting random holes in random places in a plastic bottle does not work. But you can play the bottle a bit like a flute if you don't cut holes out of it. And if you put varying amounts of water in, you can change the note. So the next thing I did was to attach different mouthpieces from different musical instruments to the top of the bottle to find out if they would still sound a bit like themselves, to see if a trumpet mouthpiece would still sound a bit like a trumpet and so on. And I also wanted to know if putting water in would change the pitch. The answer to that question is yes, but rather than the 10 or 15 minute video I did earlier, I'm just going to try and do a really, really short one. So here I have trumpet, trombone, clarinet, saxophone and descant recorder. I'm sure a lot of you probably know what most of them sound like, but I'll just give you a very quick blast of each. So I'm just going to attach their mouthpieces in turn. You'll see they do kind of sound like the instruments they came from, more or less. And I found out earlier that if I put some water in the bottle and the water level came up, that made a higher pitched noise. So I called that a trom bottle, and this is the trom bottle. So it's a lower and bigger sound, just like the actual trombone is. I actually used masking tape to stick them together earlier, and I've mislaid it, so I'll just try and give you a basic version. I decided with the saxophone to keep the metal crook on to see if it would make it sound different to the clarinet, whether it would still sound like a saxophone, and it kind of did. I think the recorder sounds best in its original form. It could only make one note with the bottle, and it wasn't the nicest note. So that's really what I came up with. I'm just going to show you with the trombone mouthpiece how the water level can make a difference. So we have quite a low buzz there. I soaked myself earlier when I did this, so I'm very hard not to tip water all over myself again. You have a much higher note. Tomorrow, or possibly the next day, I'm going to have a go at putting different mouthpieces with the wrong instruments to see what hybrid instruments I can make. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. Bye.